Hello everybody and welcome back to 2 Point Museum. It is good to be back in this series, and as I am recording this, the channel just passed 1,000 subscribers. I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for wanting to be a part of this channel and wanting to subscribe and keep it going and all that kind of stuff. I feel like every single video that I've had for like the past couple of months has been almost like a thank you video, I guess, about how many subscribers we have on the channel, how many new faces we have. Yeah, thank you. I again could not have done any of this without you all. I probably would have made this content whether or not we had the subscribers to begin with, but it's always nice to see the support here on the channel. But yeah, so again, thank you. If you are not subscribed and this is your first time watching my content on this channel, feel free to give it a subscribe. I hate saying that kind of stuff, but it does kind of help out algorithmically, apparently, on YouTube, if you do mention that stuff. So yeah, having passed 1,000 subscribers now, and having some pretty big videos out as well. I also have made a membership on the channel too, and again, I hate plugging this stuff, but if you want early access to all of my videos as soon as I upload them to YouTube, feel free to join the membership. It's like $2-3 a month. You do not have to. You can just get all of these normal videos normally, as pretty much everybody else will. But if you are someone who cannot wait for these videos to come out, then yeah, definitely think about getting a membership to that, because again, every little bit helps the channel here and helps me know what you all want. And if you can watch those videos earlier, you can be one of the first people to comment and let me know what you think about those videos here as well. Anyway, getting into it here, what we're building here today, we are back in Memento Mile, the sort of main museum of 2 Point Museum. And I got a lot of comments from you all about, you'd love to see me do this museum or that museum. And I also got a lot of comments from you all about an update that is coming out fairly soon. And as of recording this, the 2.0 update is not out yet. Maybe it'll be out once I finish doing this voiceover. Maybe it'll be out once I finish editing the video. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out the day that I release this video. I have no idea. But as of recording it, as of now, it is not out yet. Now that means that we still have the curator class and all of that other campaign stuff here in the sandbox mode, and quite frankly, I have just been disregarding it. I genuinely don't really know what the curator class adds in the campaign or in the sandbox mode. I know it adds some stuff in the campaign, which makes sense, but again, in sandbox mode here, I don't really know. So anyway, we're back here in this museum in the Memento Mile here, and what I am doing is I'm bringing the stuff that we did in Passwater Cove, the aquarium museum, I guess you could say. We're bringing that stuff here to this museum. And so what you can see me doing here is I'm creating a little entrance area where we're kind of blending the prehistory fossils and the aquarium stuff with those two skeletons there. We're also going through and we're adjusting some of the existing galleries that we have, making sure that they fit and look good. Yeah, so this video here, I'm pretty much just doing the aquarium stuff that you guys saw in the last episode. Again, you all know that I love aquariums. That's kind of where the name of the channel came from, is Rogue Reefing. I have saltwater aquariums. When I created the name for the channel, I actually had reef tanks with coral and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't have coral in my tanks anymore, at least not as much coral in my tanks anymore. I actually have become more partial to macroalgae and mangroves there. So if you know what a macroalgae is, it's basically seaweed here, kind of like we can see in these tanks here in this game. But yeah, I'm actually really partial to macroalgae and mangroves because I think that they're a lot easier to keep than corals are, and they're just so cool. You know, they're something that you don't really see in many aquariums, especially not, you know, public aquariums here. You can see me here adding these decals on the floor. I kind of, in retrospect, watching this back, I think that I went a little hard on some of these decals here. But yeah, I wanted to also mention here in this video that we're jumping back here into Memento Mile because I want this series to focus on this museum. And, you know, I want to treat this sort of like a decompress, I guess, a diary. I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, I want this to be a series where I talk about my thoughts, feelings, opinions, all that sort of stuff on museums, and kind of teach you all here in the meantime as well, and kind of teach you all about some of the stuff that goes on in museums, because, you know, it's not all hunky-dory, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. There's a lot of stuff. You know, I am recording this after getting back from my job at the museum today, and it was rough. It was real rough, but, you know, we do it because we love it, and that's, you know, I think at the heart of why many people work in museums, or probably their other professions as well, is that they do it because they love it, despite the challenges and the upheavals and all that kind of stuff that goes on here. But yeah, I want this series to focus on Memento Mile as our sort of primary museum. I might do another series, I don't know, about doing the campaign in this game. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what time brings, I guess. As I'm recording this, we're sort of gearing up for our summer camp at the museum that I am actually heading up that summer camp. So for those of you that don't know, I work in a museum in the education department, and I basically run their summer camp, which is kind of stressful, to say the least. But yeah, we're getting through it. And so yeah, I don't know how the videos are gonna look coming out this summer. I'm gonna try to keep the same schedule of, you know, every Friday at 11:30 releasing this. Truth be told, I don't even know if this video that I'm recording right now is gonna come out on Friday at 11:30. We will see. Again, a lot of stuff we'll have to see about. But yeah, so you guys noticed these little galleries here that I created, I think, last episode. And my original plan was to have all three of these be prehistory, to be like fossil galleries. And I think I may have even said that in that video. But I had a change of plans, and you'll see in the live play, it's actually pretty cool. I think, at least, it's pretty cool what we end up doing here. So I'm having this gallery here connected to the Amber Gallery as sort of our prehistory mysteries, I think is what they're called. And, you know, all of the archaeological pieces. So those cave drawings, the footprints being fossilized, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, which these are all based off of real things that archaeologists and paleontologists find, out in the wild and bring back to museums. I do want to talk, though, about, and, you know, I'm halfway through recording this speed build part, but my sort of, I guess, quote unquote educational part of this video is I want to talk to you all about the donors, or not donors, people buying exhibits. So one of the things in this game, and I don't know if you'll probably see it very briefly in the speed build, you can probably see the mailbox inventory there at the bottom of the screen is swamped with messages and stuff. That one that one message, I guess, with the little urn that it has. That is actually a collector. And so I want to talk to you all, very briefly about collectors in museums. So collectors are a huge part of the museum world, if you did not know. They're one of the reasons why museums exist. So a lot of times people will go and donate entire collections to museums, and sort of just if their collections are well kept and they are in good quality and they're needed, I guess, by the community, you could say, then those collections are taken into the museum and they become part of that museum collection, that larger collection. Now, there's a couple of ways that this could happen. So say you are someone who has, I don't know, a bunch of yo-yos. Maybe you have hundreds and thousands of yo-yos from years and years past. A museum probably won't want that. At least none of the museums that I have been a part of would probably be interested in that. But if you have an extensive fossil collection and you have fossils or artifacts, maybe potsherds or Native American artifacts and stuff like that, a museum's probably going to be really interested in that sort of stuff. And, the same is true for art as well. If you have a piece that is appraised, and fun fact for anybody out there, if you have art and you're looking for a museum appraiser, do not take it to a museum. Do not take it to a museum, because they will tell you to turn around and walk away, because they are not allowed to appraise anything. And that is for all museums. That's for every museum that I know of, at least here in the US. They will not appraise pretty much anything that you bring in. So don't take it to them. But if you are someone who has art and it has been appraised by a professional appraiser and all of that, and its value, its authenticity and everything, where it came from, the life that it lived before you had it, all that kind of stuff, also known as provenance, then, you could talk to some of the curators at that museum and try to donate it that way. Again, it's a little hard with art, especially when it comes to contemporary art, stuff that's made, today, as of the 2000s, I guess, is contemporary. Somebody probably will correct me on that in the comments, but yeah, I think it's like the 2000s or something that's contemporary art. But that stuff is a little hard, because art's one of those things that it's like, what is the worth of this piece unless it was made either by a famous person or it has some sort of story attached to it. So for those of you that don't know, the Mona Lisa wasn't really that famous until it was stolen. And that is true of a lot of pieces. All of the Nazi art that is that's around, of not art made by the Nazis, but art that the Nazis stole. If you're unfamiliar with that, go play the Indiana Jones game or watch any of those Indiana Jones movies, as a frame of reference there. This happened in real life as well. The Nazis stole a lot of art and a lot of artifacts too. Fun fact, another fun fact, the Spinosaurus that I will be talking about in Prehistoric Kingdom in a future episode, I cannot say when, but a future episode, Spinosaurus aegypticus was basically destroyed in World War II. We only have fragmentary fossils of it, which, for those of you that don't know, most fossils that are out there are fragmentary, but it was destroyed in a bombing raid in World War II. And it's very, very unfortunate, because Spinosaurus has a ton of controversy around it today about what it looked like, what it ate, where it lived, all of that sort of stuff. We're starting to sort of nail down some of those things a little bit better now. But yeah, if we had those fossils that were destroyed in World War II, we may not have a controversy today about what Spinosaurus did and ate and looked like. And so, yeah, there's a lot of really important stuff in history, but again, getting back to it, I'm kind of rambling now. Getting back to it with museum collection or collectors, I guess, I would say, from my experience at least, in the small museums that I've been a part of, you don't really see people walk in and say, hey, I want to buy that piece. There may be people that would say that. My girlfriend actually used to work at the front desk, so she's probably seen some pretty wild stuff of people bringing in things. I know my previous museum that I worked for, someone brought in a sword and tried to donate it. We didn't want it. It wasn't real. It wasn't, authentic or any sort of paperwork with it, but this dude just walked in with a sword and tried to donate it. So yeah, collectors are crazy. But again, the collectors in the museum world, you don't really sort of experience the collectors coming in and saying, I want to purchase this piece, at least from my experience. So that part of the game is a little unrealistic, but again, what really is realistic in a game that has a fish with a lion's head and a three-headed plesiosaur fossil? It's a fun game. It's an awesome game. I love 2 Point Museum. And yeah, I love museums, and I really hope that you guys enjoy these videos too. Again, I'm recording this right after I got home from work pretty much. I actually, though, just watched the Mario Kart Direct. If anybody out there watched that, super excited for the Switch 2, and kind of pertinent to this game as well, because 2 Point Museum is also coming to the Switch 2. So yeah, I'm super excited for it. I'm probably going to get it whenever it comes out, hopefully, if it ever comes out here in America. Who knows what's going on right now, but that is where I'm going to leave it for this speed build part. We got just a couple of minutes here until the live play, so stick around for that, and stay tuned. Keep watching or fast forward, I don't really care, whatever you want to do. And yeah, stick around for that. I'll meet you guys back in the live play. All right, so we're back here in the live play. Let's take a look at some of the things that we've done in this episode here. So first and foremost, obviously we did this area here. I don't know why these, every time I load back in, these are kind of finicky here, but we did this transition area here in between the prehistory side and the prehistory side of the aquatic section here, and I really like how this turned out. I just did the simple buzz bonuses for both of these pieces. So this one here, this crocodile looking one, really wanted these hanging jellyfish, so we put those. And then this three-headed plesiosaur here really wanted these shark decals, so we put a bunch of those there. I'll have to go through and kind of fix and adjust these as we go on, but I don't know, maybe I went a little too hard on some of these. I don't know that, you know, we really needed this many decals here. Maybe we did, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that I did a little too many of these decals, or do you think that there aren't enough decals and you actually want even more decals here? So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. And then moving on here, we have our what are these called? Flamboyant fish. I wanted to call them discus fish. They're not. They kind of look like freshwater discus. I'll try to put up a picture here now, but more so, I think these fish, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last episode or not, but these are actually more reminiscent of angelfish, especially, you know, these ones here, and this one here is more reminiscent of a angelfish named the emperor angel. And I'll put up a picture, or I'll try to at least, of a juvenile emperor angelfish and an adult emperor angelfish. And if you've never seen those, it's a fish that basically, as it grows older and older, it loses its patterning that it had when it was a juvenile, when it was a baby. It's a super cool fish. You can find them in a lot of pet stores, specifically saltwater fish stores. You can find them pretty easily, though the adult versions of them are actually kind of hard to find, because most people want them when they're really little because they look absolutely incredible. But yeah, anyway, then over here we have our lion-headed fish, or our lionfish. I really love how 2 Point sort of uses this fun style here of, you know, a lionfish, but it's a fish with a lion's head, or a lion-headed fish. So yeah, really love that. In the wild, in real life, lionfish tend to live over or underneath rocky overhangs. So I didn't want this one to be super planted, even though I did kind of go in with a lot of plants here, with a lot of the seagrass and stuff. But hey, we got to make it look good at the end of the day. Yeah, and then moving on here, we have our basic fish here. We got the clownfish, we got that porcupine fish, floating fish, and then these flying fish here, which flying fish are actually a real type of fish, if you did not know. They're really cool. But yeah, tried to make this sort of look like a coral reef here, which I think did, you know, an okay job at. Can I move this? Please. Yes. All right, and then moving in here into our Wetlantian exhibit, or what will be eventually a much larger Wetlantian exhibit. I really like that it let me put these waterfalls in between the glass of the aquarium and this gallery here. I think it really divides up this space here. I may have to move this one over. I don't like that this one is against the wall and then over here it's not, but you know, it's not too much of a big deal right now. But yeah, I really like the Atlantean stuff, or the Wetlantian stuff, sorry. I really like that stuff, especially this conch horn, or conch horn, however you pronounce it. If you're American, you probably say conch, but if you are British, you probably say conch. So yeah, I tend to go for a conch, but anyway. And then this Wetlantian Viking ship here. This is super cool. And side note on this, I actually have a published paper in Viking mythology relating to the religion that the Vikings followed and how it relates specifically in the game Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So if you liked that game, I have a published paper on that game and Viking history and mythology within it, and how it's kind of a sensationalized version, I'll say, of it. If you don't like that game or you've never heard of it, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. All right, and then moving on here, we have, don't look at these guys just yet, but we have the eye, which, fun fact, if you did not know, if you look at the eye here, it'll actually follow you around when you move the camera. Super creepy, super cool. I want to know what happens if I unfreeze, ungoo this one. If anybody knows how to, let me know. Actually, does it tell me? No, it does not tell me. If anybody knows how to get the stuff in Amber out of Amber, let me know, because I would love to do something with that. Maybe make an exhibit that isn't actually an exhibit or meant to be an exhibit in the game. But yeah, we'll see if anybody can tell me, and we may do that as well with the Frozen stuff, because that's pretty cool in and of itself. So anyway, moving in here, our last gallery, you'll notice I added this over here with the ghost cave people. And what I really wanted this gallery to be, if I didn't say it already in the speed build part, is that I wanted this to be sort of the what are these called? The not fossils, prehistory mysteries. I wanted that to be sort of these prehistory mysteries relating to, obviously cave people or ancient cave people. Now, I did see somebody on Reddit, really quick, if I can move this around, maybe, okay, it doesn't have it. Maybe it's a different piece, I don't know. I saw somebody on Reddit post that this is actually one of those prehistory mysteries, like the 2001: A Space Odyssey big monolith that's in the game, or the ancient teleporter that's in the game, that you can actually activate those with the space artifacts. So in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building out this space section here up at the top of the museum, and I'm actually really excited for that, because I get to tell you all about my experience working in a planetarium in a museum, and also about some of the other experience that I have. For instance, I have a degree in commercial spaceflight operations relating to, like SpaceX and Blue Origin and stuff like that. That's what I did in my undergrad. I also have some other space experiences, so stay tuned for that, and I will try to cover that in the next video. If I don't, yell at me in the comments, and I will try to respond to as many of you as I can. Maybe I'll even make up a follow-up video if I don't end up making it. But let me know in the comments, again, if I don't say that. But this is where our space area is going to be. So I wanted this to sort of be, the prehistory mysteries. This is actually going to be like a foyer into a larger section of the museum that we end up building that kind of ties in a bunch of these different themes. So prehistory, space, botany, we'll say over here too, that sort of stuff. Yeah, we'll see how it ends up going down in the videos to come. But anyway, let me know if you like this in here, if you like the cave people in this gallery space. Oh, I don't actually know that I like that. I may have to put a wall there or figure out how to do something with that. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the cave people here in this gallery, and kind of making this the prehistory mysteries or the ancient artifacts, not paleontology, the archaeology pieces in the game, the very few that we have. Yeah, let me know what you think. And if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. There's a million things you could have been doing today, and you chose to spend a little bit of that time here with me and watch me build a few more galleries in our museum that we're building here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is where I'm going to leave it off here. So I will see you all in the next one. Take care for now.